Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit but feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100,
Hello world, I am What If Study, and today we are starting a new series. That is right. We will be starting off a new series called What If Deku was trapped inside of an escape room. It's probably not going to be as long as that. It's probably just going to be like, you went into an escape room, came out like this. So, let's just start it. Deku is in his classes one day, taking them averagely, having a normal day. Until something comes over the media, the news. One of the customers turns it up as news coverage comes over saying, "Well, as you can see right above me, there seems to be some sort of gigantic cube hovering over New York City right now. The villain called Cube Master has recently announced to all news channels that anyone who dares to enter the cube will now be responsible for the fate of the world. Back to you." All of Class 1A is shocked. Everybody in the room just stands there kind of thinking like, what the fuck? Like, fate of the world? They get some additional information as Aizawa strolls into the office, kind of more calm than he should be, as he holds the papers to sending them into the place. Instantly, Ida, throws up his hand. He's like, why us, sir? Aizawa, kind of tells him that, well, it's because he's, the Cube Master actually specified somebody under 16 years of age. It's an IQ thing, for the challenge. As Ida also gets up again. However, Bakugo gets up in front of him, saying, "Why can't we just blow him to smithereens? He's inside of the cube right now. He says that he has the possibility to kill thousands in one move. So I think it'd be best to have negotiations go over while we have one person inside of the cube. And for that, we have a sort of diplomatic way to host this. He puts little tallies around the class on their desks as these little slips of paper write down the name of the person that you think should go inside of the cube. And everybody, now this pressure now dawns on every single person in the class as they're like, holy shit, given us this decision, okay, as they all sign their seats, and everybody's really nervous. Everybody's so, tense, however, not sweaty. They seem to not think it'd be them. Because as Aizawa says, stand up and point to the person who you voted for. As every single person in the class stood up and pointed at Deku. Deku pointed at no one. Deku feeling kind of like, okay, they believe in me. But I really have to go in that thing? Aizawa then, basically everything happens really fast from here on out. As Deku's, goes into several processes as he's being told by different FBI people that, and all the hero associations that there's a high likely chance that he will not be surviving through it. After all, the rest of the class, before he had gone into it, was watching the channel, and he goes into the cube not before All Might gets a word in with him, telling him that his class had seen, a lot of what had happened to the people that were previously in there. Please, go in with consciousness and sturdiness, please, Deku. As he palms his chest, giving him a little bit more enhanced power. than before as he gives him a few more embers of his flame. Deku says thank you as he steps into the machine, into the cube that was hovering over New York City, constantly growing. He walks into this a very future technology looking thing. However, it quickly shifts to his imagination of what he would love. He enters swiftly as then a dungeon is uncovered. This, instead of being this futuristic floating technology, it was instead replaced by different runic, walls and gateway entrances. All different types of stuff in the medieval you'd see in a medieval dungeon. Deku walks into this more comforted than before as he wonders who would even comfort him at a time like this. As he enters farther into it, finding himself inside of one of the rooms, a simple chessboard, a simple 4x4, what am I saying? Connect 4 thing is sitting on the floor. He sits down and assumes that the chips are for him. The Connect 4 itself is actually in his normal looking fashion. As he places one in the middle, suddenly another a visible force puts down another one. As then this jester in jester clothes looking man with jester looking tendrils behind him. His shadow does not appear, but he does, freaking out Deku. However, he calms himself as this is the villain that he had seen on the news channel. Game Master, what is it you want? As he says, "Oh, I'm just here to play a game. Tree, please, go on. I'm sure you know the repercussions of your actions here." Deku places another one and then almost gets a Connect 4. However, the game instantly switches over to chess, a game that Deku had never played. That's test 1 done. Congratulations. A small applaud from the... However, this one won't be so easy, as he says, because Deku was actually quite great at Connect 4, playing it in his pastime. However, he had never played chess. The jester actually gives him a short little redo before, as then, he starts playing chess with him. Deku wins automatically. Is this some sort of game? No, not at... Oh, what am I kidding? Yes, it is. I was wondering. We were going to go through every single, different game until you actually noticed. Good. You noticed within the first 2. Anyways... on to the real test. Please, enter the real room. Once you escape this, well, there will be multiple rooms, about 8 in total. Please, go in as you may. The first room. A lock was seen on the wall, and a simple key on the floor. Deku tried to pick up the key, however, he was unable to. He uses a percentage of his power to break in his arms, allowing himself to pick up the key for a short time. As the game master, comes down. It's just like, wait. That's kind of unfair. No quirks. Come on. However, Deku just puts it into the key hole anyways, which shocks him and bursts him back into the wall, slamming his head against the wall. Giving him a massive bleeding bruise from the head. He looks up to see -1 life from Earth arise from it, as the game master's like, I should have told you. Once you make a mistake, a person will die in this world. It's completely random. It can be anybody. It could be your mom, your dad, your friends, your teachers, or just somebody you don't even know at all. Fair is fair, right? You monster! No, you understand, right? You cheated! Every single time that you get something wrong, however, well, it'll double. In this one room by itself, he runs around frantically, trying to, not trying things, however, thinking through it. It takes him days, even months, as then he's just sitting there, just completely dumbfounded about the absolute, like, just desperate situation that he's in. However, he can't blame the game master. He doesn't. The game master is enjoying his time. He's laughing. He's seeing Deku run around, bracking his brain, and Deku goes almost insane in this time. He had tried it almost about 30 different things, and he had racked up to a kill count of almost 2,000 deaths. Deku just felt horrible. This weighing on his consciousness. He almost couldn't continue. He just sits down on the makeshift throne of the labyrinth, staring as Game Master goes, giving up? Come on, it's only been a few months. You sick bastard. You don't really blame me, do you? No. Tell me, did my friends know that this would happen? Yes. Yes, they did. They knew that you would take the fall for this. They knew that anybody else in this classroom would, well, be less than accepting for it. You, however, Deku, you're the kind of the one picked on in class. You could say you're just kind of like the stereotypical nerd. Oh, this is so joyous. Oh, well, anyways, ta-ta. I hope that you like that, little brain teaser. Oh, and a little hint for the future reference, as Deku's like, he had never given me a hint. That chair, he moves it just a small bit to the wall, which was perceived as instantly insane to Deku's mind, as the chair was weighed almost 400 pounds by itself. And the door that he had tried everything by breaking the key, trying different things, however, nothing worked. As the room was simple and enough by itself, he had tried breaking down the walls, however, that didn't even work. He had never thought about the chair actually being able to be lifted. After all, he had used All for One in both of his arms and was unable to move it. This time, he gives everything, and All for One actually activates. One for All actually activates in this interesting way that not only does it break his arms, right, completely, it also breaks his mind in a certain way, where his rage for all of his classmates throwing him in here, and it was already decided before how everybody had chosen him, outed him. They weren't doing it because they knew that he was capable of finishing it. They were doing it because he was the weakest. Well, he will be the weakness no more. He will trust no one, not even his bestest friends. They sacrificed him. His parents had to sign off on this. Even All Might could have saved him. Anyone, at any time. He picks it up. The gigantic chair, wielding it like a madman, charges at the door, sacrificing some of his brain power, and bursts through the door with the chair, instantly having it break in his hands as all four parts lay around him. I did it! I did it! He on his knees, he looks up to the sky. He was now in the middle of the night, just out in the middle of nowhere. He looks down from the starry night sky, feeling, exhilarated from his, newly anointed place. All he feels really, though, is anger because of everything. It drives him to the brinks of what we consider madness, because he's been stuck in there, killing thousands. How can he? As he just starts walking forward, but then is stopped. Hey, whoa there, Prince. A man with a crown is found. Don't you feel quite prideful getting up to this point? Why would you want to dribble on that nod and go to the next place? Why not sit and rest on my throne? Then we can talk this out. As he sits on a throne of gold, upon the mountaintop, staring at the stars. Deku, tempted by the offer, however, his rage activates him too fast as he just continues to go on. Pride being dragged along by his hand. Deku just basically ripping his hand off and continues to the door, putting his hand on it and jiggling it loose. And the Pride's like, hey, wait. To cross through this door, you need to beat me in an arms race. No contest. Oh, please, if I don't win, then the game master will never respect me. I need his consideration. I'll tell him that I lost to you. Wait, you'll do that? If you lose to me, you'll be punished. Punished how? After all this torture that I've been through, how would I even care? Well, he could sew your mouth shut. Deku takes a second. I'll be fine. I'll get you, and by the way, fuck your pride. As then he just opens up the door and just walks straight through. He's like, wow, he really did that. Hurting Pride's, kind of hard a little bit. He cobbles down to the floor and then sits back on his chair, looking back up to the sky, kind of like shedding a little tear. And he's like, why do I have to be the weakest? He walks into the next room. However, he's already started to sink as it's full of gold. Gold shillings from every single part of the country, different currencies from every single, even ones that he has never seen before, ones that look from different dimensions, ATMs, different places, and on top of it, a man blowing up gold like it's like he's that duck from Duck Adventures, the grandpa, that guy. Swimming through it, and then he says, oh, hello! Nice for you to pop by. Sorry, but you're not getting to that door. It's under all of this gold, and only I know where it is. I could just beat the shit out of you and find it, if you don't sink fast enough. You best! As he starts to, flow down to the bottom, as he puffs up to the surface once more, almost choked by all the gold. It starts flowing downstream, all the way down to the starts to flow as he's like, ready for a wild ride? I control this whole room too. Isn't that neat? As he's like, wait, I have a proposition. As he's like, oh, and stops all the gold in its place. I can get you more. More? You brought nothing on you. I already checked your pockets. Damn, he really did. I mean, I have something even better. And he's like, go on. If you bring me something better than just plain and simple currency, fine. You can get to the door. As Deku rushes back to the door to Pride, and he runs out to the field and rips out the gold chairs. The Pride is just like, oh, hey, you're back. Mind to sit down and wait, no! Then he just rips his chair and then goes off to the other room and throws it onto the gold palace. It sinks in, and then Greed pops out being like, oh, this is a really nice chair. Where did you get it? Nowhere. Well, okay then. Go on. As he's shifted over to the other side and let through the door. Now, Deku is just getting straight up annoyed as he rips off the door from its hinges, its gold hinges, and unlocks the door to the next room, and instantly he's showered by, 15 succubuses. I mean, this dude is just drenched. He has, an instant harem on his hands, and he can't even find the door without another one just gliding in their way in front of him. Just being like, well, hello. I'm Cat. I don't fucking care. As he bitch slaps one of them across the room. All of them are like, oh, what the? We need the queen. We need the queen. Down here as he's like, the fuck? And then this absolute MILF. Okay. When I say MILF, I don't mean any bottom-based vampire shit, okay? I don't mean that. I mean based MILF, okay? She coming off her little throne and shit, gliding down her gold pile that she had stolen from Greed with all of her succubuses, and just accidentally trips, does the classic thing, being like, oh no, I'm tripping, and she's like situating her hair in the middle of the air, and Deku just like steps aside, and she falls down onto the ground. She's like, you didn't need to do that. As he's like, I did mean to do that. As he just like turns around and starts walking towards the door. She's like, wait, let me make a proposition. I don't care, and continues on. She's like, I'll suck your dick. He's like, I don't care. She's like, you can lay with all of them. I don't care. And then just opens up the door. She's like, wait, I'll be with you forever if you just don't open up that door. And he's like, say, how powerful are you? As Lust, perks up, she's like, oh, I would say second to Wrath. Interesting. As he closes the door, and she's like, good. Are we going to form a contract around it? She's like, oh. He opens up the door. She's like, wait. Okay, we form a contract that you won't open up that door. You won't open up that door now. As he's like, that exact words? Sure, why? Like this like infernal contract forms around them underneath their feet. And suddenly just like fire sprouts up all around them. As he's like, I sign off on this. And she's like, oh, thank God. Now, as he opens up the door after, and she's like, what? As he's like, you said now. Watch your words. Don't you understand about anything? As he like swings open the doors, it knocks off of his hinges again, just making a gigantic clatter. As then he walks into the next room, a narrow hallway, and at the end, Parasite, a small miniature, sort of insect-looking creature that skittles up to him and crawls up onto his shoulder. He starts walking towards the door as it says, I don't even care if you open up the door. The thing is that all of your friends on the outside, don't you want to be with them? Of course you do, I get it. He starts to get a little angry as it says, you see, I have a way of getting you to their power. You can attain all their powers. And how would I do that? You kill all of them. Interesting. I'm not interested. As he opens up the door, as it says, think about it, alright? Please, come back anytime. As he multiplies into hundreds and hundreds of spiders. As they all start whispering all the same thing. Steal it, take it, take it. He enters into the next room as all he sees is a mountain. This mountain has no sides or shapes, but a room around the mountain. It's a very oddly shaped room. He tries to go around the mountain, however, then he finds feet, and realizes that this mountain is actually a belly of some sort. He tries to move the mountain, however, is instantly sent back with a shockwave. He goes up mad as all hell, and jumps over on top of the mountain's stomach. And then finally he sees the face. This just disgusting, just oafish looking creature that is already obese for its type. But not only that, its type is also obese. It just looks at him with this stare. Consume. As it tries to grab onto him, and it successfully does. Grabs onto his legs and starts to put him in its mouth. However, he says, "How dare you touch me with your filthy hands!" As then he explodes with power, sending his fingers everywhere. He looks over to a golden chalice that had also been there. As he's like, "You want to eat something? Then suck on this! As then he kicks down this golden chalice into the giant's throat. As he starts choking, Deku makes a run for it towards the door. The giant starts to get up, shaking the whole entire room and bashing his head on the top, causing earthquakes and bashing. As then he opens up the door, however the door is smashed in half. As then his arm is cut from a boulder falling on it. He loses all feeling in his right arm and is unable to do much with it anymore, as it's fully scarred on the right side. His face is also scarred from the boulder as he falls down into a domain only filled with what he can describe as dark. This room, it was different. It was something personal. He got up and saw nothing but his friends, well, the people that he called friends, all throwing him down onto the floor. He couldn't get up. Every single time he would get kicked down. He even saw his master, All Might, looking down upon him, touching his chest, however this time crippling him, sending him down to the floor. He was unable to use All for One now, taking away that power. What is this test? I don't care. I don't care for it. He's trapped on this one place. We basically go away from Deku as we zoom out to meet the perspective of the Game Master. It's going swimmingly. However, he's making track record time, may I say. This man, he has been going at the speed at like two doors per day. That's just insane. No one's has ever gotten this in multiple dimensions. Nevertheless, I wouldn't expect that from World 113, 131. I'm quite blown away. And he's blasted past everything. However, he has taken quite a lot of souls. But that's even record. He hasn't lost to a single sin, so many souls will be saved. That means, my God, he's going to have the best time and best power and best souls saved. If he can get past Wrath, that is. Sloth will be no problem for sure. But Wrath, he's one tough cookie. Deku gets up from this, burning on his face, this feeling of burning all around is, he's tortured inside of this personal hell of just constantly seeing all of his rage only is used against him as the fire burns brighter and brighter until it sears off his face. This seriously inflicts this on him. Once he checks in the mirror and finds that his face is actually burnt, there's nothing there. His face, it's deteriorating at a rapid pace. However, then he needs to stop. He needs to stop his rage, but he can't let go. His rage, it is greater than you can ever amplify it to. As Wrath comes forward, sitting on his fiery throne, this horned devil, his very sin. He sends himself forward, surprise punching the shit out of Wrath, as Wrath catches the hand, however, saying, You think you can just defeat me? Actually, you know what? I don't even want to fight you. I will get in your way no matter what you do. I will haunt you for the rest of your life. However, you could be my best, my brightest. How about rival, you fuck? As he's like, whoa, big talk coming from somebody who can't even beat my challenge. As then Deku bashes his skull against the rock behind him, splitting his skull in half. As then he's like, you think that just defeating my body will end your torture? It never will end. You will always be sheared by my flames. But I welcome you, my champion. You will defeat the 7 deadly sins in my stead. Something I could never do. Us Wraths, we are the strongest of all sins. You shall represent us. You shall be our champion. As his soul flies up into the flames, you shall never get over your anger. You shall be tortured. As Game Master watches this in awe, thinking, that has never happened. What an interesting thing. A champion? They can take champions? Oh yes, that's right. There was a champion for Pride. After all, he forced his way into the cube just to prove himself. He failed on the first example, however, became the champion for Pride, and didn't beat all the rest of the 7 deadly sins, however. This is interesting. Deku, however, whatever his name was, he could, Sloth is next. Interesting. Especially pertaining toward those injuries. Deku hobbles his way through the portal, through the door, falling down to the ground as this icy snow just covers his face and starts to coddle him into this deep rest that he starts to fall into. Until his left eye opens, not his right. This fire that burns onto his face wakes him up. Wake up, you idiot. I said that you would defeat them all. And now I see that you're lacking. How pitiful. I really should have considered somebody else then, if you were going to do this. Now, you must defeat Sloth. He is my biggest enemy. The one that comes after the fall. Once you kill Sloth, you will unlock my true form. As Deku says, like I give a fuck about your true form, and throws Wrath against the icy walls, crumbling the whole mountain as all these sort of doors fall down onto the ground from the icy mountaintop. He starts opening up each one, trying to find the right one. However, every time he does, somebody dies. Until he finally just gives up and releases the rage that burned inside of him, torching all of the doors until one that doesn't set on fire. Sloth said, I never thought someone would, well, complete it. Interesting. No one has completed my trial, you see, since they never had Wrath on their side. This slouchy Yeti, you could call him, rolls over and from the mountain becomes him. You see, Gluttony was the only one that was able to defeat me, but I thought it fit to never be defeated, so I made it impossible ending. Congratulations, champion. Have a good life, sleep well, and please, don't forget me. This haunts him more than Wrath could have ever. Sloth seemed nice for some reason. It was coddling, it was this trapment in this snowy mountain. As Wrath says, wake up! This is no time to be caught in the web. Open the door and leave! As Deku just kicks down the door and then falls through it. And I think I'm going to leave it off with that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be sure to get you in episode 2, and goodbye.